All right, everyone, welcome back. I am Rayron, and today we're going to be talking about Beast Wars. This is going to be the second episode of the first season. This is Beast Wars Part 2. Now, coming from the Wikipedia site, give you a quick synopsis of this particular episode. So it's directed by Steve Ball, written by Bob Forward. Original air date was September 17th, 1996. So after Megatron decides to use Optimus and Dinobot's duel to his advantage to deal with them both by destroying the surface they are fighting on, Dinobot agrees to serve under the Maximals. But the Predacons find the Energon-infested mountain. The Maximals and Predacons, now 5 for each side, have a battle to get the Energon. But the Energon explodes after Dinobot saves Optimus from Megatron. Knowing that the Predacons are not gone for good, the Maximals prepare themselves for expected long-term conflict for control of the planet's Energon, and with Optimus declaring the name Beast Wars. So that's pretty much a overview of the episode, and now we're just going to dive right into it. So, here we go. All right, so we're just going to do this kind of frame by frame here a little bit. So this is Beast Wars Part 2. So we kind of... Oh, okay, pause. There we go. So after... so they do a quick recap. Oh, I do not like how that plays. So they're going to do a quick recap. And we find our two duelists here. We've got Optimus and we've got... Dinobot. They are fighting on this hillside here, and a lot of good like leadership traits come from this particular episode. You see Rat Trap and Optimus fighting back and forth, saying to scrap this guy. They want to fight, 4-on-1 essentially, and Optimus says no. We'll do it to the duel. We'll do an honorable fight and then go from there. And Dinobot actually respects the fight as well, so they continue to fight here. Back to back. Optimus in his form with his two samurai swords. So again, they fight on this little ledge side. All right, so we got Dinobot here was fighting Optimus, and Optimus was pretty much fell a little bit and was hanging by the cliffside. And Dinobot, he is a very honorable and worthy warrior. He has a code of ethics when it comes to fighting, and he wants to defeat Optimus respectfully and honorably, being the big thing. So they continue to have this fight. They have a particular duel here with swords and everything. And then we've got our wonderful Predacons here with Megatron and everyone else comes in, and they see the fight. And naturally, they're going to take advantage of the situation here. So what they do is, they obviously transform in their typical fashion. Good old Rat Trap sees it. And, then we got a bigger battle here going on. So we got the Predacons fire all of their weapons. And they were able to get out of the way. But their missiles take like almost the entire episode to reach the mountain. That's one of my biggest complaints about this, is that the time it takes for the missiles to be fired to actually hit the mountainside in the very back here. So basically it's going to crash upon this mountainside in the very back. It takes a good amount of time for those missiles to get back there, which you think it'll be a little bit quicker considering the velocity that they're going at. But anyways, so they fire, and we got our battle here. And just when you think everything's over, these two fall on the side, and Optimus is holding Dinobot as long as they could. So they continue to go on here, and just when you think they're going to fall over. So again, the Predacons are firing on the side. Luckily, the rest of the Maximals was able to... I wish there was a way I can just pause this, but this ain't the best recording platform. But anyways, so they cross the bridge, and good old Rat Trap almost doesn't make it. We got good old Optimus here. was able to grab Rat Trap and get him back on the cliffside here. And they have their scurry. So when they run across this bridge, the missiles finally reach their destination and eventually blow up this mountainside back here. And long and behold, we have the Energon, a huge mountainside of Energon that Megatron wants to go after. So both sides see the Energon, and then Optimus realizes that they need to go up there because obviously Megatron's going to go after it. So they basically race up on the mountainside. So as they're walking up, they have to stay in animal form. Reason being is because the Energon would fry their circuits. So basically, they have to climb the mountainside in animal form. So then we just get some more dialogue going up the mountainside. And as they go through and climb up this mountainside, the Maximals realize that there is this unnatural kind of formation that's very unusual for this planet, because they don't know who made it. The local life forms doesn't really indicate that there's any kind of species that would create this landmark. So it's very intriguing. So they realize that they're on a very strange world. So as they continue to climb up the mountainside, Waspinator and Pterosaur intervene. And the fact that they're able to stay in robot form that long is beyond me. Again, kind of a little bit of an issue, because you would think being so close to the mountainside that it will also fry their circuits. But quickly, I should say. I think it does become an issue later on. So they have this fight. And then Rat Trap, being Rat Trap, doesn't trust Dinobot because, he just switched sides. And at this point, Rat Trap thinks he's just a traitor, he's a spy. And he wants to basically obliterate Dinobot. So they go through this firefight. And then finally, the Energon affects the robot form of our Predacon flyers here. And then they finally end up retreating because of it. But again, we continue to see this inner conflict between Dinobot and Rat Trap. I mean, rightfully so, because, Rat Trap thinks that he's a spy when it comes to it. So, and then Optimus pretty much sets him straight, letting him know that, hey, if you want to question my orders, you're going to have to go through me. So this is where we really start to see these two finally get in line a little bit, because Rat Trap always likes to disobey Optimus's orders. And Optimus just pretty much tells him, you better listen to me. So it's a great little scene. A lot of great little leadership learning points throughout this episode that I really enjoyed. So finally, we got our Predacons. They are climbing up the mountainside, and they finally reach the Energon. So then we get our famous kind of introduction to the Beast Wars season, where you've got, Megatron and Optimus doing a showdown on the Energon field. So then we have this wonderful big fight here in the beast forms. And then it's kind of a montage of people fighting. And it's kind of interesting because later on, you'll see each Predacon and Maximal that fight in this particular scene. They'll have their bigger character developments and stories as they go on through the series, which is pretty cool to see. So again, we got Optimus and Megatron fighting each other, and then Optimus is injured because Megatron bites him, and then Megatron, being good old Megatron, actually transforms and wants to basically finish off Optimus once and for all. But luckily, the missile is shot towards Optimus from Megatron, and then Dinobot comes in the way, and by some strange miracle, again, this is a little bit of an issue for me, that Dinobot was right at the right place at the right time to deviate that missile. I kind of call that a little bit of a plot advancement, or just an integral piece to the plot to save Megatron and to continue on the series. But it's nitpicky, but it's kind of funny that Dinobot's right there at the right time and was able to tail smack it out of the way. But anyways, the missile deviates. Megatron is going to be stuck in what they call stasis lock, meaning that they're stuck in robot form with no conscious. They basically go into safe mode. Best way I can describe it when it comes to like computers. But yeah, the Energon's reacting to the missile that was collided, and the Energon reacts, and it's going to explode essentially. So again, Megatron comes out of stasis lock again, question mark, and was able to run a little bit. Again, kind of weird, but yeah, plot. Megatron and everyone else get blown from the cliffside and such. The Energon has been destroyed from the mountainside. So, and then we got this little ending here, this cheesy ending, saying that everyone thinks that the Predacons have been killed. You know, Optimus, being the leader that he is, says that no, the Predacons probably survived. Megatron's still out there. They need to confirm it. And if Megatron still lives, then it's their job to stop them. So essentially, Megatron, or not Megatron, freaking Optimus, pretty much says that this is the start to the Beast Wars. And that concludes episode 2, Beast Wars Part 1. So again, that is just a quick little oversnap of the Beast Wars episode 2. Highly recommend you guys watching this series. It is, I love Beast Wars. If you're into Transformers, I'd highly recommend watching this. It's a classic for me. And you can get this on tubeitv.com. They have these episodes for free. That's where I've been getting a lot of these reviews. So Tubi. So tubitv.com. So that's TUBITV.com is where you can find these episodes. So with that, guys, that is a quick overview of Beast Wars episode 2, and I'll see you on the next one.